Episode of the Schmozone podcast, quarantine edition. I'm Dave Schmulenson, aka the Schmo. My co-host is
Helen Yee Sports, reporting to you guys live from the Schmo bedroom, as you see behind me.
This is the guest bedroom. Should we clarify that first? We don't sleep or partake in extracurricular activities in here.
Definitely not.
By the way, do you want to take the mic from me, or should I just kind of do this interview style back and forth?
Well, you have better forearms than me, right? You're stronger than me to do that.
Did we not do a good forearm exercise today during the workout?
Yeah, so a lot of you may not know, but the Schmo, or David, sorry, we could say David right now. You're actually a really good coach.
Well, I used to personal train.
Yeah, you've been pushing me really hard, trying to get back into just training regularly. And yeah, you're doing a great job.
I appreciate that. You know, if there's anything this quarantine has really reminded me of and learned to appreciate is physical exercise. I've definitely been slacking on my workouts the past few months. I know our travel schedule has been crazy, covering all the fighting events, boxing and MMA, but I used to personal train. I did that while I was interning in the sports industry, and fitness is extremely important to me. And if anything, just the body weight, the bands, the dumbbells, that's what we have. We're going to a park, just you and I isolated. Yep. And it's been great.
Yeah, quarantine style. But like I mentioned, you have been pushing me really hard, and I appreciate your patience and letting me cuss you out a few times during our workouts.
I guess it's part of the plan. It's part of the process. But more importantly, part of the reason why I'm pushing you is because, hey, if you haven't seen it, go to Helen's Twitter and her Instagram. Last week, 3/16, March 16th, you did the Stone Cold Steve Austin tribute. You took the 2 beer cans, you opened it up. I filmed it. Yeah. And for everyone listening and watching, she did swallow the beer.
Yeah, so quite a few people, I mean, majority of people saw it and understood just, you know, it was just to celebrate 3/16, right? Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. So had a bit of fun, but the longer version of the video, because I had to shorten it to, you told me to add the TikTok music thing in the background. So I had to shorten it, but the longer version of the video, I actually did swallow the beer.
She did. I am a witness. By the way, you can see, if you're watching and listening, you can hear it. We're laughing. We're making the most of this quarantine situation. I'm not going to get into politics. We're not going to get into politics, but no. I just consider this World War III. It's the human race versus an unknown, an unseen, a virus.
But I thought you just said you're not going to get into politics.
It ends right there. I was just done.
No comment from me.
Okay, that's it. That's all we're saying. That's us acknowledging the bad, but we're going to focus on the good. Yeah. So we've made the most of this quarantine situation. The Schmo character reluctantly has adapted because of Helen, giving me the reminder of how much I always preach adapt or die. I didn't want to die, so I did the Schmo quarantine interviews with a couple of athletes. One of them's going to be played at the end of the show. The other one, we're just going to play about a 90-second clip. It's UFC welterweight Michael Chiesa.
Yeah, so you did do an interview with him, and during it, I was running the Schmozone Twitter. I know Gilbert Burns entered the chat, and he and Michael Chiesa are now interested in fighting. So good job for kind of getting that going.
Well, I appreciate you doing that and going for the Schmozone Twitter. Helen controls that. She runs that. Amazing, impeccable timing of that screen grab of Gilbert entering the chat.
The last time we saw you in the octagon, January 25th, UFC Fight Night against RDA, the co-main event, you cut your post-fight interview short. You called out one guy and one guy only, Colby Covington.
Oh, yeah.
Since then?
I don't really think it's gotten any traction. I think he's kind of just waiting for a title shot, and he's put himself in a good position, man. That last fight he had was good. I think like Gilbert Burns, I'm shooting to the top of the heap, you know what I mean? And he, him and I both want a shot at the best guys in the world, and it's just the Colby fight. I think it's a good matchup for me, and when I tell people about it, it's like to get, in order for me to get to a title shot with the ranking I'm at now, I'm going to need at least 2 more wins. But I look at it like this: Colby's the toughest fight for me in terms of guys that's ahead of me. But if I did get that fight right now and I beat him, then I can just do 2 fights. It's 2 fights in one. You know what I mean? If I fought Colby and beat him, it wouldn't take me 2 more fights to get to a title shot. If I had a good performance against him and I beat him, which I really think I could, it's just like I'm just doing MMA math. If I fought Colby for my next fight and I beat him, then I don't have to fight 2 fights to get to a title shot if I beat the number 1 guy. So that's just kind of like the way I look at it. But if I got to fight 2-3 more fights to get to a title shot, then so be it. I'm down.
I have to say, nice hat you're wearing.
Thank you. It's been the Schmo coronavirus hat. Thought of it on the fly, and we're going to go with it to the end of the quarantine.
Is it because you haven't been able to get a haircut, or is it to keep you warm?
No BS. That's 100% right. I guess I don't have to get a haircut, but it does keep my ears warm, even though it's going to get to like 80 degrees here in Vegas next week.
Hopefully not windy like today.
Yeah, it's pretty windy here. It's supposed to be windy tomorrow.
I know. And it's almost April.
April Fool's Day is right around the corner.
And then April 18th, according to Dana White telling Kevin Iole, who's a friend of ours, of Yahoo Sports, that fight is still slated to go on as well as UFC 249, that whole fight card.
So Dana White and our friend Kevin Iole of Yahoo Sports, how did they communicate?
Just like how you and Michael Chiesa did.
IG Live, adapt or die. I love it.
That's like the perfect thing for the quarantine style interviews, right?
Hashtag stay at home.
Yeah, hashtag home is where the heart is.
Yes, it is.
In my opinion, looking at the welterweight division, there's a lot of fights to make, and I think we obviously didn't get to see the Tyron Woodley fight, Leon Edwards. That one, let's see if they reschedule that for later on.
They have to. I love that fight. And then you asked what's for Usman. He's got Masvidal. Yeah. Then Colby Covington's just waiting in the wings. And to me, he's the guy to fill in case Leon Edwards has to bail from that fight, or if Tyron has to bail from that fight, throw Colby into the tier mix of those 2 guys.
I agree. There's so many fights right now to make, but not really looking ahead just because, obviously everything that's going on. Most importantly is to make sure, everyone is healthy and that truly everyone's doing okay during these times. This was very unexpected, but most important is that everyone's health is okay, and hope you guys, are just doing what you can and trying to think positive, because like what Cody Stamen said last week, tough times don't last, tough people do, and hopefully these tough times will be ending, soon, and that there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel.
100%, absolutely agree with you right there. We can only control what we can control, and that number 1 has to be, before all, is your health. Mm-hmm. And your health is your wealth. It creates your happiness. And what we need to prioritize right now is our health. And what's best for our health is to isolate ourselves from other people. You and I are pretty much attached to the hip. It's just us or by ourselves. This is a situation where the only times we're going outside is to get some fresh air, and we are far away from other human beings, and we're going outside occasionally to get food. We're going outside to exercise in an open field. That's pretty much it. We're otherwise at home.
Shouldn't have had that cappuccino too and the ice cream, but...
Oh, yeah, the ice cream too?
Oh, crap. Yeah, sorry.
Well, good thing you only did part A of a part A and B workout day.
Yeah, well, tomorrow is leg day, but I also have...
But today is stretch and core part B day.
Yeah, after this or what?
After the podcast.
Okay.
After
Well,
I'll edit and you can relax and then...
No, I want to help you edit. Don't make it seem like I don't do much. Just like I make you breakfast sometimes too.
You make me breakfast, you cook dinner sometimes. Sometimes you wear every hat and I love it. It's fun, more fun to give you a hard time.
But you're a great cook and you do make great tuna salad, so.
Any type of prediction to make on how a specific fight would go, such as a UFC 249, Khabib and Tony Ferguson, like you asked so many amazing fighters. What is that, 500,000 views already on YouTube, that video you did?
Yeah, well, I spoke to Edson Barboza, obviously, who fought both of them. Jeremy Stevens trained with Tony Ferguson. Anthony Pettis, who told me that he broke his hand on Tony's head. The champs, Zhang Weili, Valentina, Henry Cejudo.
Let's play it.
Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. How do you see that fight playing out?
It's going to be a great fight. I'm very excited for this one. But I think it's going to be a great fight. That's funny because I sometimes I see the fight, I think about this fight, I say, man, I think it's a good fight for Khabib. But at the same time, I say, man, Ferguson is hard to fight because his style, he's a little bit, different with everybody. Very excited. It's going to be a great fight.
But you've been in the octagon with both of them. Who do you think has the slight advantage?
I think Ferguson have a little advantage because he's a little bit better striker. Yeah. He's a little bit more creative. He's a little, everybody knows what Khabib doing, but he's doing very well. Everybody knows, but nobody can stop him. Yeah. But I feel Ferguson have a little bit because he's more creative. You never know who's coming.
Well, I'm not at liberty to say because I might have some financial interest in one or the other. So I'll just keep quiet.
Oh, I don't know. It all depends who's going to be able to fight. Who's going to be able to fight their fight. Tony like dirty fight. With elbows, knees. That's his style. Khabib like to control guys when he's on the floor and with his tough game, and it all depends how it's gonna go down. Style make fight sometimes. It's hard to predict.
Damn, I haven't really thought about that too much because that's the fight after mine, right? 249. Yeah. Whoo! I don't know. I just hope it happens. It has to happen at this point. It just has to happen. Predictions. Ooh, that's tough. I haven't really gave too much thought to it. It would be cool to see Tony Ferguson, cut him up and beat him. I don't have a legitimate prediction though.
I don't know. You saw the press conference. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of nuts, and hopefully it goes through. Let's just hope this one goes through, and we can all watch it together.
Can I hear Khabib time? Khabib TKO first round. The king of cringe called it. First round, first minute, and the first punch of the fight, Khabib will be victorious.
I would wait before the fight actually happened because we could see so for like how many times? 3 times? 5?
Or this will be the 5th time, yeah.
It's 5th time. Yeah. It was so close before the fight, but it's never happened. I would say let's keep our thoughts and before the fight starts actually. Yeah. I would say I'm on the standby mode.
I think that fight needs to happen already. Yeah, I want to get on that card too. That's a great card. I'm excited to see how that plays out. I think Tony has a style that's just out of the box. I fought him like his elbows. He's durable. I mean, I hit him with a big right hand. I broke my hand on his head, and he's just one of them guys that just finds a way to get it done. He's weird. So we know what Khabib's bringing to the table. Tony's all over the place. So let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, for sure. Stylistically, they're both bad matchup. Khabib's got that one wrestling takedown, but I've rolled with Tony. He's probably one of the strongest guys I've ever felt. He's scrambly, does awkward stuff. Khabib just doesn't have the stand up to mess with him. It's hard to kind of low pick Ferguson because his footwork is so good. You can't do that like he did to Conor. Conor was able to come out, pressure him, throw some kicks, little push kicks, kind of keep him at bay. You're dealing with a different animal when it comes to Ferguson, and Ferguson's not scared of what's his name, Khabib. Yeah. And I think Ferguson will give it to him.
These two guys are in their prime. They're both, look, everybody's on the Khabib hype train with, good reason. The guy is a beast. However, people are discounting Tony Ferguson like, you know what I mean? He's some bootleg Royce Gracie, but he ain't. He's a badass Tony Ferguson.
我知道你喜欢 Tony Ferguson， 他下个月他和 Khabib 会有比赛在纽约，你觉得谁会赢？
我非常喜欢Tony， 但在比赛场上什么都有可能发生。但我希望 Tony.
So there you have it. Some of the fighters that I had a chance to talk to, ask them about their predictions for UFC 249 coming up right around the corner. As like we mentioned earlier on the show, Dana White told Kevin Aioli of Yahoo Sports that fight is still going on and that I guess they have a location. I mean, it hasn't been revealed, but supposedly, there is a location. How do you see that fight going?
If what? If under what conditions?
No, just in general. Say it does happen in where you think it is right now, somewhere in South Florida. How do you see that fight playing out, Khabib, Tony?
I've seen it go both ways. I've seen it go how most MMA experts see this going down, probably be a championship round war, and Khabib will likely win by unanimous or a split decision, or Tony can catch him with an elbow or something in a unique way, and you'll get a reaction, not like the Jorge Masvidal, Ben Askren flying knee type reaction, but you'll get a El Kakui, Chuck Norris like level comparison.
We did watch Tony Ferguson fight Edson Barboza. We watched that the replay of that fight the other day.
But I also watched Edson Barboza and Khabib fight, and Khabib was really impressive when he beat Edson Barboza too.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're both freaking impressive. Have you seen both of their resumes?
That's why it's the fight that needs to happen. The two best in that division right now, the two best fighters that can stack up so well against each other.
I know, and that fight, I mean, it's just crazy to think that this is the fifth time it's about to hopefully happen. Hopefully this time, fifth time is the charm.
What's so amazing to think about, in addition to fifth time is the charm, is that it literally is taking a coronavirus to threaten. This crazy virus thing is what's threatening the fifth time. You can't make this crap up. This is just amazing to think about in the context of history.
I know, and I've seen those memes out there that people are just so eager to watch this fight. They're like, Dana, make it in your backyard or make it on Mars. You've seen those memes, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting here thinking, are we going to see Tony Ferguson and Khabib above ground in some complex outdoor structure?
I guess we'll just wait and see. Can we bet on those odds?
let's make it. You know, I can make a phone call, and I'm sure my bookie would take it, you know, in a heartbeat if we make a prop Schmo bet or a prop Helen Yee sports bet.
Yeah, well, speaking of bets, I do know this weekend was initially going to be two of the top heavyweights, right? Two of the most powerful heavyweights out there, Francis Ngannou, Jairzinho. We're supposed to fight this weekend. We were going to be there in Columbus, and you had a chance to talk to Jairzinho this morning.
Yeah, so I've been texting with him for the past day and a half, and I said, hey, let's do an IG live. You know, after we talked about it, you encouraged me to do these IG live, these Schmo and the Pro quarantine style interviews.
Yep. Jairzinho, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Hey, the Schmo can't complain. We're doing a quarantine style Schmo and the Pro, man. You're in Miami?
I saw it. Yes, I am in Miami.
How you holding up, man? Because the Schmo would be interviewing you right now in Columbus if that fight was still happening.
Nah, we actually doing what we have to do. Keeping training, waiting for an update. And now we slow the pace a little bit down. And as soon as we have an update, we squeeze it back up and we're on. So we're ready for whatever.
He's the number 6th ranked heavyweight in the world, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Jairzinho, Dana White said we're going to have this April 18th fight card, Khabib and Tony Ferguson. Would you be on that fight card? Would you and Francis be dancing? If you
I'll be happy. I'll be happy to dance the 18th of April. So I can't wait till this happen. Because we're working hard for it, and the fun have to come out right now. You know, it's about time.
Undefeated 10-0. Is Francis Ngannou still the next opponent? Do you think that he could be switched up? It could be someone else because of this layoff, or is Francis your next opponent?
I hope Francis is still the next opponent. I'll be happy if it's still the same. But till now, Francis is the opponent, and it's on that we're focusing on.
What kind of training can you actually do during this quarantine time, Biggie boy?
Actually, we're still going to the gym one-on-one with the coach, and then specific times. So I go with the coach one-on-one working, and then different hours, other fighters came in and do the thing and go back home. So that's how we plan it, or the gym plan it for us. And we're happy that they give us this opportunity to keep do our things.
Is it American Top Team, or is it a different gym?
Yes, it is American Top Team.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm telling you, Jairzinho, what's been the most difficult thing for you to do during this time? You know, what's been the hardest part of this whole quarantine thing?
Now, for me, actually, nothing. Because the thing is, I keep doing my training, come back home, take some rest. After take my rest at night or close to the night, I go back to the gym, do it again, come back home, wait for tomorrow, do the same thing. So for me, actually, everything's still the same. We're just waiting for an update.
And when was the last time you got an update? When was the last time you spoke to Dana White or someone from the UFC?
Let me see. I think it's a couple of days ago they called and they said the situation maybe in a month after later, or so we waiting for an actually date, so we know when we're gonna dance. And yeah.
Is your family back home in Suriname, or are you by yourself here in Miami just with the training team? Who are you with?
Yeah, I'm with the training team, and the family's back home. And yeah, the situation is crazy. So I really want to dance and then go back to the family and get back to normal and hope the situation settle up really fast.
What have you been watching on TV to keep yourself busy outside of training? What are you doing for fun?
I'm playing PlayStation games, so I'm not watching TV, so I'm more playing my video games and let the time pass, training, go to sleep, wake up, do the same thing.
Before you got in the UFC, who is one fighter or a couple fighters that you watch that you're like, I want to be better than this guy, or I really like the way this guy fights stylistically?
Actually, I do not watch the UFC a lot, and I start watching it. When I start watching it, I was, let's see, I think John Jones, especially the time he fought against Chocolate Hill. I like the story, and then I get a little bit into it, and yeah, mostly John Jones.
The Schmo never got a chance to ask you. We were in Washington, D.C. when you got that 10th victory, when you beat Alistair Overeem. He was beating you most of the fight. And then you can't count you out. Last round, you came in there. Last round, you came in there, and you got him out of there. You got him out with the TKO, man. That punch, you split open his lip. What was going through your mind, the adrenaline? What were you thinking in that very moment? Because you must have known you were down in the scorecards.
For me, it was more he was doing his thing. He had a great game plan. He made two takedowns. Yeah, that was it. It wasn't that bad in my mind. I was like being patient, find that opening, follow up. For me, that fight was a little bit. It's not my best fight, but it have its thing. And on the end, I still pulled that one punch that everybody was waiting for out and put him down and walk away, win the fight, and that's what we're working for. So
Yes.
yeah, we're waiting on the next one, and we keep learning. We're getting better. Now I got more time in the octagon. It's my first time fighting 5 rounds. And I'm happy it happened because you see different angles, you see different things, you keep learning things in the octagon. And I think next fight is going to be different because, yeah, you learn a lot, and I'm looking forward to dance again. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome for me.
You and Francis Ngannou, you both have scary, scary knockout power. One punch changes everything. Both of you guys aren't looking to stick around for 3, 4, 5 rounds. You're looking to knock each other out. Do you anticipate a long, championship round type fight with the Francis Ngannou, or do you think it's going to be in that first round someone's getting knocked out?
I think I'm knocking my ass out in the second round, for sure.
Second round.
Yeah.
Yes, because look, not every fight can be like what you did to Arlovsky in New York, knocking him out really quickly, man. Not every fight can be that.
That's true. But we're working for everything. I'm ready to dance. I'm ready to dance 5 rounds. If it's gonna take 1 second, or it's gonna take 5 rounds of 5 minutes, I'm down. So I mean, yeah.
Now I know we're not going to talk about the what ifs, but everyone in your division and all the MMA fans assume we'd see the trilogy between DC and Stipe Miocic. Who do you like winning that trilogy fight if we could see that trilogy fight when it's all said and done?
For me, it doesn't matter who wins. I hope the fight go on and it's finished fast, so I got a chance to challenge the champion. So that's the only thing I'm focusing on. So for me, the guy with the belt, he's the target, and that's what we're going after.
But if DC wins and gets the belt, he's going to retire. Regardless if he wins or loses, he's going to retire. But if he gets the belt, he's going to retire. Does it bother you that you wouldn't be able to get a chance to earn it from him? Or it would just be up for grabs and it's going to be the top 2 guys fighting for that belt? It'd be a vacant belt.
For me, actually, the gold count. And yeah, where the belt is that what we after.
Excellent. Now, at American Top Team, man, have you gotten some work with some of the big guys like Greg Hardy? Where's he at in his training point in his career?
He's in the gym. I think I worked with him once. Yeah, the American Top Team is a great gym. I think it's the best gym in America. And yeah, great sparring partners. A lot of big guys, especially in the heavyweight. And it feels good. Yeah, especially the training.
There he is, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, the number 6 heavyweight in the world, predicting a second round KO when he eventually gets inside the octagon with Francis Ngannou.
Can't wait to dance.
Final message for all your fans out there worldwide.
Guys, keep following. The update's going to come, and it's going to be an awesome fight, and I hope you guys can enjoy it because I'm going to be enjoying the octagon, sharing the octagon with Francis Ngannou. And I hope he comes with his best performance because that's what we're looking for. then we're gonna get a great challenge.
Stay healthy, stay safe out there, stay quarantined. He's the pro Biggie boy. I'm the Schmo. Here for the quarantine, the Schmo and the pro. We're out. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, man. See you next time.
See you soon
Bye.
in person.
What's your final message for episode 8 of the Schmozone podcast?
Just want to thank everyone who's tuning in. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to still watch us, listen to our show, The Schmozone. We really appreciate it. And like I mentioned earlier on in the show, try to stay positive. Make sure you stay indoors.
Only thing you can control is your mindset. Stay positive. Don't panic. Be optimistic. The opportunity is going to come again, and you're going to get your chance to do what you need to do, and happy days to come. Believe it, feel it, live it.
So with that being said, I guess he's a Schmo. I'm just kidding. I was going to sign off.
The guy above me is the Schmo.
I know, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
If you're watching, Helen Yee Sports, Dave Schmulenson.
We're out.